Welcome once again, everyone. First of all, I'd like to clear up that this is not a tutorial video. In this video, I'm gonna be showcasing a project I've been working on. It's a game that I made, my first game. So now that things are clear, let's dive into the video. Here, you can see, we have all the code. See, pretty long code. It got 264 lines. It took about 1 week for me to finish. Well, so if I run the game from here, then it's gonna start the game. See? Welcome, press enter to start, and you can press escape to pause the game. You use WASD to move. If I press enter, see? The game has started. The high score is 360 currently and the score is 0. And as I eat it, the score is gonna increase and the size is gonna increase too. The snake is gonna get longer. It's a pretty fun game. So yeah, it's slowly going up. Well, now, like the original Snake game, it has two death mechanics. First, it can bite itself and die. It will show game over, score, and press shift to continue. And the other death mechanic is if you touch the wall. See, it again died. See, it dies. So yeah, it's a pretty simple game, I know, but this is my first one and I'm quite proud of it. And one thing I gotta say is that none of the pictures here is from me. I downloaded them from Google and I will leave all the links to the images on the description in the description on the video, so you can download them from here. And the music too, I'll leave the music too in the description. So yeah, that's what I wanted to show in this video. Now, if you are interested in the explanation of this code, you can stick around. Otherwise, thanks a lot for watching. If you like this video, then you can press the like button. And if you want to join me on this journey, please consider pressing the subscribe button. That would make me really happy. So yeah, again, thanks a lot for watching. So yeah, let's dive into the second segment of this video, which is the explanation. This sure is gonna take a long time, so let's start with the models I used. First is of course Pygame. That's what I used to make the game. And random, this randomness is for the fruit, to decide where the fruit is gonna spawn. This OS and sys, therefore this specific function only is called the resource path, because you can see here it only has the folder and the file name. Like from here we go to sfx, you can see it here, but I needed the full name. Like if you go here, then you can see it has a full name like this, which that's the one I needed. So it basically takes it from here and gives it the full name and uses it here. So this part is for the mixer sound. This part you can see it is pre-init for the background music, init for the, of course, init for the game to start, and pre-mixer init for the sound effects. Here collision sound, eating sound, these are for the sound for when the snake eats and dies. These are the background music, and this is a function to play the background music. The volume is set to 0.3, so it won't be too loud. Window width and height 900 times 15, and the window caption is snake game. These are some variables, like exit game is false at the start, then start menu is true because you are gonna start with the start menu, then pause game is gonna be false for default, game over is also gonna be false, and play collision sound is gonna be false. Here we have the FPS and the clock function. Then we have the images for all the start menus here, and then these are the variable for the snake. We have the snake's color, snake's X, Y, snake width, snake height, velocity. Like the beginning velocity is 0 because snake is not going to be moving from the beginning. When you press WSD, then it's going to start moving. Then we have a default velocity, which is basically the snake's velocity. What speed is the snake going to move in? I set it as default because the snake gets faster every 200 points, so this was important so that I can change it as needed. And velocity for variable, this is only for the variable in the function, that's why its velocity variable is set to default velocity. And snake body, this keeps track of every segment of the snake, like first segment, second segment, and all that. These are for the food color, food xy with height. That's it. This is the score, which is gonna be 0, of course, at the beginning. These are the fonts for all the text on the screen. This is draw text. This draws the text of the score, and this draws the text at the end screen. This is centered because the score at the end screen appears in the center. This makes an object function simple. This gives movement to the snake object, which is W for up, then down, left and right. Like if you see, if pygame.key is D and the velocity of x is 0, because we don't want the snake to move directly from left to right. We want to go from left, then down, then right. So if 0, then we're gonna be setting the variable to this, and velocity y will be 0, because if you don't set it to 0, it's gonna walk diagonally. Then this reads the score. Well, if you see in this file, it stores the high score, so even when you close the game, the high score will remain. So yeah, this reads it and this writes it every time you get a new score. This detects if you ate the food using the collidirect function. This is eating aftermath. You can read it here. If the snake has eaten the food, it resets the food X and food Y and makes sure the food doesn't spawn on the snake. So here, using this, it makes sure that the snake won't spawn. Make sure that the food won't spawn on the snake by using the collidirect once again. If the food collides with the snake before spawning, then it will spawn on a new location and will not increase the score. And by here resets, I mean resets it to a new location and increases the score by 10 every time you eat it. Increases the speed of by 25% of the original velocity every 200 points. Yeah, using this part makes the snake longer. This part makes the snake longer every time it eats the food. It appends it here and it gives it new x and y positions here. And yeah, it stores the high score here too. And it also reads the high score. And then all of them returns through here, which gets stored into the variables. Then wall, if the snake is touching the wall, it detects that. Check self collision. If the head segment of the snake is colliding with the body segment of the snake, then it returns true, otherwise returns false. Then it resets the game when it appears shift after dying. It returns all the variables to default. Then this is what the actual loop starts. Here first we gotta show the high score at the beginning, otherwise it won't appear. Then this is the while loop, while not exit game. If you remember, exit game is false, is set to false by default. So while not exit game is basically while true. Then using this for event in pygame.event.get, we get the event type, and if the event type is quit, which is the cross here, then if we press this, it stops. So it says the true and it's return, it becomes true, so then it will become false, so then it will end the game. Here after that, here we have velocity x and velocity y. Through that it's gonna change the movement of the snake, so it's gonna change the velocities, and it's taking these as the arguments: event velocity xy and velocity for variable. This is gonna give the new x coordinate and the y coordinate for the snake when it moves. First it's set in 0, so when you press x plus y and you So when you press the button, the speed gets set to the velocity for variable, which is, if you remember, 2.5. Then this makes the snake continuously move, and only when you press the button, then it changes the direction. So that's that. Here we have more key options, like if game over, only when game over is true, means when the game has already ended, only then it says the high score to read high score, which is gonna be 0, and then it plays a different background music. I mean, not different, but sets the background music to the default, and sets, and then resets the game here. When you press shift or R shift, as you saw, you have to press shift to change it. You have to press shift to restart the game. If key is return, the start menu is false. The start menu will stop and the next main game menu will play. And then if you see this part handles the pause of the game. Like if you have paused or not paused, then it starts from here. If start menu, which is true, which is set to true by default, then it's gonna show the start menu. Then after pressing return, it's gonna be set to false. Then it will go in the main game loop. Then it will start playing the loop, and if you press escape, then the pause game will be set to the opposite of its value. Then the pause game, so the pause game screen will appear, and then if you press it again, then the pause game screen will disappear. I'll show you here. You press enter, then here you can pause or not unpause it. So that's that. In the pause game, we are first splitting it with the image we have, and the start menu too. Then at the beginning, we are again splitting it. We are using the split function to set the grass background. Then this part, whenever a new x coordinate appears, then it puts the snake's head position at the start and the old position stays here. And if the snake gets a certain number of height, then it removes the last object, so it won't get too long. And then this creates all the segments. So here snake body, for snake segment in snake body, it creates all of the segment here that you can see. Then we have a self collision check, which checks if the snake has bit itself. Then we have a wall collision check, which checks if the snake has hit the wall. If either one of them is true, then the game over is set to true, and the background music changes. Collision sound plays. The game delays for 500 milliseconds, and the played collision sound turns to true. And after that, this screen starts playing, which is the end screen menu. This part, after it checks if the snake has split itself or touch or hit the wall. It spawns the food. It checks if the snake has eaten the food or not. If yes, then the eating aftermath function gets called. The food is given a new position to be placed. Then it draws the text like high score and score. So yeah, that's the game, and at the end it updates the game and clock takes FPS, so it's currently 120 FPS. Here you can see. So yeah, that's the game. I'll show you here.
Nom nom. Nom nom. Nom nom. Nom nom. Nom 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 nom. Nom nom.
This is actually a really fun game to play, and it was also fun to make. So yeah, let's close it. And well, if you enjoyed it this far, then I am really thankful to you. Like thanks a lot for watching. Yeah, again, I will put all the images and sound in the description of the video. You can write it from the beginning of this video while watching this video. So yeah, that's it for the video. Again, thanks a lot for watching, and see you in the next one.